everybody. How are we doing? Good. So I'd like to start off by making eye contact with as many people as I possibly can for the next 10 minutes, right? 10 minutes. All right. So you guys. I have just found that it is the best way to make both you and I just very uncomfortable. Right? It's kind of like, even though we're smiling at each other, it's kind of like, okay, stop. We had enough. So we can get through that together. We can get through this next story together, okay? We can do anything. So I went camping with a group of friends, some of which I've gone camping with before, and we've seen some stuff, right? You've experienced some things with camping. And then I've gone camping with other people who I've only seen at birthday parties or at bars. And it might surprise you, based off of this Chiquita Banana outfit, that I don't really talk to people at parties. Like, I'm not really a talkative person, so I don't know them, they don't know me. But camping is a really good way to get to know each other, right? You're like, yeah. You get to see into their lives, you know, what their bathroom situation is, how uncomfortable they can get, right? It really gets you to spot out those little bitches. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about. And sometimes you gotta get them before you even get camping. They're just like, I just can't do the fogs, right? Like, all right, you get some bug spray, it's uncomfortable, deal with it. And then you have the people that are just like, well, what do you do to shit and piss? Like, you're in the fucking woods, man. Like, find a tree. And if you can, ideally, you want to do like a deep squat, have the tree support you, right? Because you don't want to fall into the mess that you just made. Ideally, here's a tip, you want to dig a hole if you shit, okay? You don't want anybody to step in it. Do not use your hands. All right, if you found that tree, someone else found that tree, and that white mushroom thing is not a mushroom. It is doo-doo paper. Stay away from the doo-doo paper. So, I love camping. I go all out. As you can probably tell, it's not going to be a surprise to you, but all out to me means I just take a handful of mushrooms and I just commune with nature. It is probably like the best thing you can do for yourself, and I feel most myself when I am camping, which is not a good thing for a lot of people. It just means, you know, when you're by yourself and you have no one to impress, you don't have your mommy, you don't have your work, you don't have your social filters that you need to keep, it all just goes out the window, right? I become a blunt, curious creature. And so when we're camping, we're sitting around the campfire, and sorry, I should have said this earlier. There was so one of the girls that I did not know, her father showed up last minute, so he's part of the camping group. So we're all sitting around the campfire telling stories, and I am a firm believer of the power of storytelling and bringing communities together, so long as you can find something that's relevant, right? And it's hard these days to find something that we all have in common. But I'm happy to tell you that there are two things that we all have in common, crosses cultures, all right? And that's that we excrete excrement. We shit and we piss. It's obvious, but that's the foundation, people. That's where we have to start from. That's where we build community. So of course, in a setting where I don't know anybody that's around me, I ask everybody, hey, let's start sharing our stories. And everybody was in, okay? I'm not alone. So we start sharing our stories, and the father, the 75-year-old man, cute as a button, curly hair, kind of looks like Vinny if he chopped up his hair. You can't tell if he's Jewish or if he's Italian, but something just adorable, right? He starts telling us that in the 70s, he and his wife would throw these extravagant parties, pretty much described an orgy without saying the words orgy. Sex, drugs, rock and roll. We get the picture. He has to go pee at one of these parties. So he's like sludging through the sea of naked bodies, just like knocking down advances left and right. He's like, I've got a challenge, I've got a mission, I gotta get to that bathroom. Lo and behold, he finds this woman on the floor sucking this guy off. He doesn't know what to do, okay? He's almost done, so he's definitely not gonna interrupt and say, you know, that's a party foul. He definitely didn't want to pee on them either. He said, just because they're here does not mean that they consented to this. He's like, look at this man talking about consent in the 70s. What a revolutionary. So he decides to be a ninja instead. He steps up and over to cross, and as he does that, the woman stops what she's doing. She locks eyes with him, kind of like what I'm doing right now. And then she's just like, how's it going? You having fun here? And they just start chit-chatting, like they're at a Tupperware party. And he's got to pee. So this entire time, he's just like, I was being polite, I had to go. So that was his story. You guys want to hear my story?
Yes.
Okay. That doesn't take much, right? I was in my 20s. Obviously, this has to happen when you're in your 20s. It was maybe the night of St. Patrick's Day, let's say, because I was thoroughly trashed. I was upstairs in the attic space, and I needed to pee. So I look down the stairs, and I just say, nope. I look around my room, and then I lock eyes with my laundry basket. It nods at me, I nod at it, and we agree right there. This is going to be tomorrow's problem. So I walk over to my laundry basket, I dump out all its contents, scrunch it all together, pee in it, and then put it back in the laundry basket for tomorrow's problem. I'm a classy bride. Like I said, Chiquita Banana, this is just to fool you. This is really just for you guys. Okay? So that's trash, right? Like it's a trashy thing that happens, but the guy, the dad, 75-year-old man, wealth of knowledge and experience. My next question, I have no idea. I actually do know exactly why, I just didn't have the time to explain it to you. My next question to him was, had you ever been part of a circle jerk before? The girl stopped talking to me for a while. But I am convinced that she did not hear what her dad said. I just look like the creep that just went up to her dad and said, hey, have you been part of a circle jerk before? I'm not that creepy. I have a justification and a reason why, okay? But that's why I can't make any friends. And I'm not going to gloss over this part too. You guys did hear that correctly. I am Jennifer Lopez. Cheers, yes. Not the bud, not there, that's fine. Not to be confused with J-Lo, the one triple threat that we all know and love so much. She has done a lot for her name. Our name is up there internationally, but I think it is time that she rests her weary little head because she's done enough. And so I'm stepping forward and I'm saying I will take over the Jennifer Lopez name, hopefully make her proud, and all the Jennifer Lopez on the world, because honestly, when she became J-Lo, we became J-Lo. We have been tethered to that woman this entire time, and she needs to go to bed, okay? So, if you guys are questioning which Jennifer Lopez you saw tonight, you guys can call me the bougie bitch of Pittsburgh, okay? What are the things you want to talk about? How much time do I have? I feel like I ran over.
2 minutes?
2 minutes! I actually really enjoy questions. I think it's a good way to put myself in an awkward position. So if you guys have any questions, I will take them. Sir? You don't have any? Okay. So I guess I have time for the circle jerk thing. So, okay. So I asked him this question. The other reason the girl doesn't talk to me is because I apparently asked her if her boyfriend was a douchebag. Which she kind of was, right? He shows up, he's an asshole to her, he's an asshole to everybody else, and I thought I was creating a safe place for her to be able to unload. I was just like, hey, is your boyfriend kind of a douchebag? In hopes that she'd be like, yeah, he kind of is, isn't he? But it didn't work out that way, and I lost a friend, I guess. But, so I asked the dad, hey, have you been part of the circle jerk before? And douchebag immediately, without saying anything, without like giving any time, he's like, circle jerks aren't real? I'm like, what do you mean circle jerks aren't real? I've been to one. All right, I'm the bougie bitch of Pittsburgh. Have a good night.